Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I'm going to do things a little different today, and this is the reason why. This morning, first thing I started thinking, first thing I do when I wake up at like 1:30 in the freaking morning, I start going through the news feeds and looking to see what's going on in politics, what's going on in entertainment, what I'm going to talk about today on this video. And I wanted to look at the comments from my sister having lupus, that video. So I read through those comments, and I appreciate your comments. I think I'm going to take the advice of some of the comments and do the lupus videos, my sister, and talking about lupus on my other channel. I think I'm going to take that advice because I was kind of ambivalent about doing it on this channel. Anyway, I started looking at my views. So I was debating about what to talk about today. And I was thinking, should I talk about politics? It hasn't been getting great views lately. Should I talk about recovery? It hasn't been getting great views lately. A lot of times I'll do videos where I talk about things in my ordinary life, something that happens to me, things that I'm just, kind of amazed about. A lot of times it's like with conflict. And so I was trying to think about what to talk about today. Things that affect like other people. Maybe other people feel like I do about these things. So I started thinking about my average day. I do a lot of driving. So I thought about things on the road. What are some things on the road that I feel strongly about, that I might feel different than other people? Maybe something that I don't even understand why I feel the way I do about. That's why I came up with this video today. I thought about driving. I do a lot of driving on an average day. I used to be a truck driver. I retired from truck driving. I drove a flatbed and a couple other trucks. I drove a newspaper delivery truck for about 8 years. I was a Teamster truck driver. And here's the thing that I came up with to talk about today. I don't like trucks. I don't like trucks. And this is, I just want to see what you guys think about this. And if you understand why or how I feel, because I don't understand why I feel this way about trucks. When I see a truck on the road, a lot of times I get a vision of the person driving it. Usually it's a guy, a man. And I'm irritated by trucks. I'm irritated when they park next to me because they're so large. You can't see over them. They block the views. Like when you're trying to pull out, they're just hard. I'm not talking about commercial trucks, like I said, because I used to drive a commercial truck. I'm talking about the big pickups, the big pickup trucks usually with the big tires all shined up and everything. And I just don't. As soon as I see a truck in a parking lot, on the road or whatever, I'm not saying I freak out and I hate the person driving it, but I have a certain negative view of the people driving trucks. And honestly, I don't know why I feel this way. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. And I wanted to see if other people feel this way. Maybe you could tell me why do I feel, maybe you have better introspection or better objective view of why I feel this way. Okay, like I said, when I grew up, my father drove trucks. He drove, I remember he had a Dodge Power Wagon. If you remember the 1970s or 1960s, he had a red, white, and blue Dodge Power Wagon, big, huge truck. And, he worked for the Park Service. He was a park ranger. He drove trucks all the time. So I grew up in trucks. When I was a teenager, a lot of my friends had trucks. I remember going out drinking when I was a teenager, getting drunk in cornfields and getting into my friends' pickups. And I remember doing some stupid stuff like, I don't know what you call it, truck surfing, I guess you would call it. Redneck truck surfing, where we go out and drink like in a cornfield after the corn's been taken down, and somebody would get up on the roof of the truck and hold on for dear life, and then we do donuts in the field. Very dangerous. I don't know how any of us survived this. Anyway, so all my friends drove trucks. I grew up with trucks. I drove trucks, for a living. Like I said, I delivered hardwood flooring. But when I see trucks on the road nowadays, I'm not saying I freak out, but I have a negative view of people that drive trucks. And I'm not trying to start shit with anybody, but I decided to talk about this morning, and I'm not quite sure why I feel this way. Let me explain why I think I feel this way. A lot of times these trucks are shiny. Like, I never see anything in the back of these trucks. I never see them hauling anything. They're all shined up. The tires are, it's huge. Like I said, I don't like the way they block the view. They take up a lot of room. Like when they park next to me, they hit my car. I drive a tiny little Honda Fit. So I'm like a 6'4" guy in a tiny little car. I hate when these trucks park next to me. Usually when I see these trucks, I guess I get the picture of a Republican. And I have especially with Trump nowadays, I have a very strong dislike of Trumpers and Republicans. And that's the kind of picture I get. And a lot of times these trucks are all shined up. They're not actually hauling anything. So I'm thinking, why do these people even buy trucks? They're usually all shiny. The tires are all armor all and everything. So they're not like mudding, or like around here at least. They're not hauling anything. It's just for the sake of driving these trucks. And a lot of times, if they're Republicans, they're the same people that were complaining about gas prices and about the economy, but yet they have the money to go out and buy like a $60 or $70 or $80,000 truck. I think this is some of the reason. I don't know. I grew up with women after my father died. I grew up with my mom and my sister. And I've talked about this in videos before. I have guy friends, of course, but I generally, when I meet other guys, I'm not friendly. I'm not somebody that pals around with guys a lot. I feel more comfortable around women. Usually I feel like an alpha thing, where I feel like it's a test of superiority whenever I meet it. Maybe I'm insecure. Maybe that's what it is. That's kind of why I made this video. But I just don't like trucks. And usually when I see one, I just get this negative picture in my head of the guy driving it, which is wrong. Which is wrong to prejudge, or to be prejudiced, to prejudge somebody. So I figured I'd talk about this. And another thing is, I'm more of a car guy. I love muscle cars. I had a 1973 Ford Formula for years. I still dream about that car. It was an orange 73 Ford Formula. So I'm more of a muscle car, go fast kind of guy. I love cars. I love fast cars. I love muscle cars, 1960s, 1970s muscle cars. So it's not, I don't know what it is. I have a strong dislike for trucks. My family drives trucks. Like I said, even now my family drives trucks. My father drove a truck. I drove a truck. I drove a truck for a living. I don't understand, though, why I have this negative view of trucks. So I figured I'd talk about this and throw it out here in this video today. Maybe it'll get some views. Maybe it won't. Let me know what you think. I'll be back later with another video, a regular video. Have a good Tuesday.